what's up you guys? My name is Ben and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I believe is the most important thing that you need to know before you start your side hustle so that you don't waste time and money starting something that isn't going to be as profitable as you want it to be. And with that, I'm also going to be giving you a few examples of how to apply this to a side hustle. So let's get right into it. 2020, the year of a lot of things, but also the year of the side hustle. A lot of people have either lost their jobs, gotten laid off, or some of them have a lot more time on their hands because they're working from home and they don't have to work the normal 9 to 5 hours that they're used to. Unless you're working from home and have a ton of kids, which in reality, those people aren't watching this video. So it looks like it's just you and me. The bad news about that is that people are losing their livelihoods. People are losing income. But I also like to look on the flip side because I'm an optimist. And what I see is a lot of people are going for their dreams. They're going for starting their own businesses, starting their own side hustles. And I think it's awesome because I love people who want to be their own boss and become an entrepreneur and make a living for their family by creating a business. So when it comes to side hustles, you first have to define why you even want to start a side hustle. Now, everybody does it to earn money, but there may be different reasons why you want to earn that money. For example, do you want to earn that money so that you don't have to work your job anymore because you don't like it where you're at? Maybe you hate your boss or the people that you work with and you just want to earn enough income to support yourself so that you can do what you love? Or do you really love where you work, but they can't pay you as much as you're worth? So you want to find some income on the side so that you can still do what you love, but also earn a living and supply the things that you feel like your family deserves. The reason you want to ask yourself this, because it will affect the amount of money that you're able to make and the amount of time you're able to devote into it. For example, if you want to work yourself out of your current job, then you're going to be able to devote a lot more time, especially up front, because you know that, hey, eventually you're not going to be at this current job. But if you still want to stay at your job, then you need to know how many hours am I able to actually devote to this, and it needs to stay within that time frame. But for whatever reason you want to start a side hustle, here's the one thing that you need to ask yourself. Does your side hustle have scalability? Now, what is scalability? Definition on Google says that scalability is the capacity to be changed in size or scale. So basically, does your business have a model that can eventually grow and multiply using the same amount of time that you're currently going to be putting into it? So let's just say, for example, that you want to do some haircuts on the side. Maybe you don't have a license, so you're just going to be taking tips from your friends. Well, there's only a certain amount of haircuts that you can cut in a day or a week. And once you reach that limit of time, then you no longer have the ability to grow or multiply from there. The only way to scale a haircutting business is to have your own barbershop and start renting out chairs to other barbers, and they would pay you a monthly rent or a monthly fee so that they can use your chairs. But again, you didn't have a license in this case, so it's not very scalable. Or let's just say you're an artist and you love to make paintings, but you can only create a certain amount of paintings at a time. One way that you can scale your model and scale your business is by creating prints of your paintings, meaning you would create either canvases or posters and sell those not as originals, obviously, but sell them as copies and prints, because one, people may love your paintings, but they can't afford to buy an original painting. So you're helping people afford your product, but also enjoy it as well. And while you might not make as much profit per painting, you're still going to be selling a lot more paintings because you're appealing to more people. And on top of that, you're not going to be spending all your time painting, because realistically with one painting, you can only earn profit one time. But if you start making prints and start shipping them out on a bigger scale, then really the possibilities become endless. And on top of that, once you start making a lot of money, then you can hire someone that orders the prints for you, that ships them out, puts the labels and all that stuff, and you can pay them hourly. And this frees you to do more of what makes you money and of probably what you love, which is create paintings. Another example of this is, let's just say you want to flip houses. And realistically, flipping houses is a very profitable business if you do it right. But at the same time, if you're the main person, you have to spend a lot of time at that property. Now, one way that you can scale this model is by hiring a contractor to do the work and the managing for you. So for example, although you may not make as much profit up front on this deal, if you have a contractor that is taking care of all the workers and making sure things get done for a good price, then realistically, you don't have to spend any time at the property, and you can start looking for your next deal so that once you sell off that home, you're ready to flip again because you have another deal in line because you didn't spend all your time at that property. The reason I know this is because we just did our first flip and we spent a lot of time at that property, which we won't do again, but we also were able to scale because we got another contractor involved who's going to take some of the profit, but is also going to be a huge help because we're no longer going to have to spend as much time at the property on every single deal. And what's really cool about this is you're able to do more deals, and the workers that you're going to be hiring are going to be able to have more income. And so it just benefits everybody all around, even if you take a slight hit on the profit. Here's another example. Let's just say that you make wooden signs. You cut out wood with a scroll saw, you put it together, you paint it, and you sell it. One way that you can scale this model is by buying a machine that can make some cuts for you. For example, take a look at these signs. They're made with a CNC cutter, and you can see, man, people would definitely pay money for that. That is a professional sign right there, but it was made by a machine. Now, you may not be able to sell it as high as something that you made by hand, but a lot more people would be able to afford that, and you can make a lot more signs because it's not taking as much of your time. All you do is program the machine and it'll do it for you. Now, you won't be able to do this with every single sign because there are going to be some signs that are too big, and the machine can only fit a certain size. But you basically duplicate yourself because you now have another, technically like a worker working for you that is going to be making cuts and making signs for you while you do your own thing as well. Now, when it comes to scaling your business, there's usually a trade-off that comes in the form of money. So usually, initially, you're going to have to pay a little bit more money up front when it comes to scaling your business, but you have to factor in if that's going to be worth it for you or not. For example, with the CNC machine, man, they're like $900. But if it's going to make you more money than that over time, within a short period of time, then it's worth buying. For us, you know, we're going to be flipping homes and the contractor will be taking some of the profit, but it's going to be worth it for us because we're doing the math and we're able to see how many more deals we're going to be able to get done in a year's time versus if we were doing it ourselves and spending all the time at the properties. And lastly, if you're making paintings and you're selling prints, really the only thing you're going to have to be buying more of is shipping labels, shipping costs, and things like that. But there's no initial investment that you have to go. So some of these ways that you can scale your business don't require a lot of money up front. And the cool thing is that you don't have to scale your business until you reach that certain level. But the reason I want you to think about this beforehand is because it helps you learn how much potential your side hustle has for earning a solid amount of income. And as a side note, guys, every major brand that you buy stuff from has scalability in their model, because scalability realistically allows you to serve more people with less time spent, which in turn makes them more money, because the more people you can help, the more money you could potentially make, because that's just how business works. I mean, at least good business anyway. For almost any business idea, there's a way that you can scale it. But if you're having trouble thinking of how to scale your current side hustle or your future side hustle, go ahead and leave something in the comments, leave a question for me, and I'll look into what's a way that you can scale your current model. And if you made it to the end of this video, I just really want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I put time and effort into these videos for you guys. I hope you got some value out of it. So if you could destroy the like button for me, the subscribe button. And with that being said, guys, I'm Ben. Garcia in the next one.